Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another vidIQ channel audit live stream. I am Dan, filling in today for Rob Wilson, who is on holiday, as they say. So Rob sought out a charismatic and professional guest host, and they charged a lot of money. So I fired them, and I'm filling in for them. So yeah, that's what's happened. Thank you all for being here. I have a whole bunch of folks joining us today. We'll start by introducing Travis. How are you?
Hey now, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope we're having a good old day today for the channel audits. Y'all ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right.
Thank you for being here. You're joining us for the first half of the stream today. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed. There will be no savagery today, ladies and gentlemen. You've been spared that expense. Unless enough people vote for it before the end of the first hour. But otherwise, we're going to be all nice today.
We'll also introduce El Jefe.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Hopefully everybody's ready to do this. I'm excited, man.
I'm excited to have you as well. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, our guests today returning to the channel at live stream once again. It's Hawa and JJ.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Hawa and JJ have joined us in the past. They also host many of our Clubhouse rooms. And perhaps Dan H., our community manager, could pin a link to our Clubhouse if there's one available. But check out vidIQ on Clubhouse if you haven't already. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. So the way this stream works every week is we bring you a whole bunch of channels that have submitted for review, and we review those channels. Sometimes we're pretty honest. It's all in the spirit of constructive criticism, but sometimes there's just a lot of things to say that are positive about a channel that you can all learn from. So if you don't get your channel audited today, and there's a very good likelihood you won't, considering hundreds of people have already submitted, it's okay. Be sure to have your channel up on another screen if you have one available, and see if you can follow along. See if any of the advice we're giving to channels that are similar to yours apply in any way, because we give a lot of advice, and yeah, there's a lot to learn. So the other thing to say, there's a whole bunch of things that Rob says, and I studied last week's stream to try and make sure I got them all. All super chats go to the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund. So if you give a super chat today, thank you so much. That will go to that cause. And yeah, the last thing we need to do is show you guys how this stream works every week. So as I fumble around and try and find the tutorial, here we go. Check it out, and we'll see you in just a minute.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every livestream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the livestream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this.
And that is how it works. You know what we did forget to do was say hello to everybody here. So let's go ahead and rewind a little bit and quickly say hello. Travis, who would you like to say hello to today?
All right. Saying hello to LED TV. We see ITX Strawberry. We got Mr. Vlogger. We got Deep in Mangar. And we got Red Block is in the house. Nintendo Time. Eric the Okapai. And Cup of Joe. You know, Cup of Joe. Some people like a Cup of Joe in the morning.
I have at least 2.
Yikes.
El Jefe.
Oh.
Who are we saying hello to?
Well, first up, we got Stefan Tube 1967. And let's see who else. We got Joel the Gamer. Blocks Terrio. What's up, man? How you doing? And King of Blocks. We got a lot of blocks going on today, man.
A lot of blocks. A lot of people who I'm assuming are all Minecraft channels when I see blocks in the name.
Likely.
JJ and Hawa, who would you like to say hello to today? It doesn't have to be the folks that I pick, by the way. I'm just grabbing names for you.
What's up, Jock? What's up, Common Sounds? Hey, dear Diana.
Hey, Script07.
Nicaroo Comedy.
And my guy Nobes.
I will say hello to Tiny. Let's see. HD Animations. Niplode. Why am I giving myself such hard names? Daniel YT and somebody easy, please. Why are your names so complicated today? Beetle X Gamer. Hello, everybody. So we do hope you get a lot out of today's live stream, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to fumble around once again, share my screen, which now everyone should be able to see, and we have the live stream stats here. We're going to check out the very first channel that submitted today on our non-gaming form. After we say hello once again to Hawa and JJ, this is Hawa's channel. They're both channels are linked down below. Real quick, Hawa, what's your channel about?
My channel is about beauty, fashion, and lifestyle, coming from a ninja. That's why it's called Hawabunga. So all of my subscribers and people that rock with me, we're all ninjas. So that's my special twist onto my channel.
Right on. And JJ, tell us all about your channel.
Yeah, so my channel is named after myself. It's JJ God. I do a niche of a niche of a niche. So under the niche of digital marketing and the niche of social media marketing, I try to hyper focus on Pinterest marketing, which is a visual search engine, which is the third largest search engine behind Google and YouTube. So anyone interested in social media management, social media marketing, I'm your girl. Check me out.
I appreciate how robust your playlists are too.
Thank you so much.
Definitely an underutilized feature on some channels, which I'm sure we can get into later today. So the first channel who submitted on our non-gaming form was another name that's going to be hard to say, Marwadi Creator, I believe. And why don't we kick this off with Travis? What's the first thing you think of when you see this channel?
Can you make that thing full screen? There we go. Let's see. All right. So we definitely have an Indian creator here, which is dope. I love that. Or at least we have the dank Indian memes, which that's the one type of meme we've never come across before, is dank Indian memes. Very specific. I mean, Dan, can you remember a time we've done dank memes, but dank Indian memes, that's a new place to go, right?
It is. I've never seen a dank Indian meme channel. I wonder, does that mean is it too niche? We don't know the subscriber count, and it looks like just started.
Yeah, the weird thing is, so that's a great question. Well, also they say like best places to visit in India. So I think they're just trying to figure out what they want to do. Because obviously the first one looks like it's almost exclusively in Hindi, or at least part of the title is. Second one is just kind of a general like how-to video or where-to video, and then it starts going into this meme thing. I have no idea what the kind of hunger is for memes in India. Maybe it's a big thing. I don't know. If it is, then there's a great opportunity here because I'm not aware of very many dank meme Indian specific channels. So that's always cool if you can get out there and find what is new and exciting for people that may have an interest in something that is not being filled. Having said that, I think if that's going to be the case, that maybe getting rid of some of the earlier videos, especially since you're so early on in your journey, might make sense. I talk a lot about when doing coaching, getting the right audience to watch your channel, and the audience watching the best place to visit in India is not necessarily the dark Indian memes kind of viewer. So you want to make sure that you have really focused on who your viewer is. And the worst thing that could happen is that one video that has nothing to do with your current content blows up and brings in the wrong viewership. So a very interesting channel for sure.
If anyone else wants to jump in and give their take, I know it's a little bit difficult with just such a small sample size of videos here.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm actually kind of glad to see that they went for the dank meme route, but very specific to the audience that they're aiming for. So that got to give them a lot of respect for that.
When it comes to dank meme channels, the one thing we tend to tell people is if there's anything trending in the space that you're memeing about, try to jump on those trends as best you can. That's what's going to help you grow. If you just kind of create memes, and we don't really know. I don't have the context of any of these videos, but if you just kind of create memes, things that you think are funny, and you just kind of put them out there, it's going to be a lot harder than if you were instead jumping on a a subject that was already trending. So best of luck to you. Thank you for submitting. And now we'll take a look at our very first gaming channel that submitted today. Sorry about that. It is Parody Playthrough. And their channel banner was like the first thing I noticed. It's kind of interesting, kind of a word cloud of just things they like. And we're seeing Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox all represented. I see Resident Evil and Dead Space and Pokemon. And there's a lot of games this channel covers right out of the gate. I can just, from the channel banner, that's the sense I get. Now, because it's Parody Playthrough, my other assumption is that you are taking these games and more or less making fun of them, making light of them. You're not doing the traditional gaming channel style we've seen, where it's like, hey, I'm going to just play this game for like an hour. I'm going to cut it into a 20-minute video and we'll see how it does. So a lot of interesting signs here. I'm just going to sort by most popular if anyone else wants to
it's
jump
mostly
in.
Shorts that are doing well on the channel, which isn't terribly surprising as we've done research on shorts for almost a year now. We have a general consensus of what type of things work in shorts, and one of those things is gaming. So this actually makes sense. I love also the idea of parodying the games. I'm kind of curious to see what one of these would actually be about. But certainly, I mean, obviously a couple of these have taken off pretty well. But you'll also notice that for all the views and everything that they're getting, they're just under 100 subscribers. So shorts are kind of funny because it's people are subscribing for a very specific thing, which is bite-sized, give me something interesting and then move me out. And to be honest, like short subscriptions are almost not even necessary, much the same way that kind of general subscriptions are almost not necessary either for the viewer. Because you'll notice here that they don't, if this was a regular channel, let's just say that all of these videos were on a regular length size channel, right? They're all like 6-minute videos and stuff. I would practically guarantee for a channel that's been doing this long and for the variety of content, they would not be getting views on such very, like a Sonic video would not get as many views as like a Pokemon. Like they would be so drastically different. This shows how shorts is really a really interesting traffic source that can kind of even the grounds if you're trying to do something a little bit more varied. But by the same token, doesn't necessarily bring you a whole bunch of subscribers. So it's an interesting place to play. Yeah.
When I see channels like this, I'm very encouraged by a couple things. I mean, by the way, congrats on 100 subscribers. You were at 99 when we clicked through, so congrats. I think a channel like this, you can just keep doing this forever, right? Like this could be, maybe your goal is to just have a channel where you do parodies of your favorite games, and you're totally fine with it being shorts. You are fine with subscribers kind of subscribing but then not returning because, people who like Pokemon may not like I almost said Zelda, but I feel like there's a lot of crossover there. BioShock, So you'll always have that when you're doing this variety kind of channel. But if that's not your goal, if that's okay with you, I would continue doing what you're doing. And the one thing I would say, having some experience with shorts myself, is that you should try making your shorts shorter and see how that goes as a test. All of your shorts are right at a minute. They're as long as they can possibly be to fit on the short shelf. But there are a lot of tricks people are using to get their shorts so short that sometimes they take advantage of looping, because when you're watching shorts, they can actually loop. And when that happens, sometimes if you do it right, people don't even realize they've watched the same video 3 or 4 times. And that's how you get these retention rates over 100%. So these are just things you can do to kind of boost the reach of a short. So that would be my advice to you if you're going to stay this course. I didn't know if anyone else wanted to jump in. I thought I heard someone.
I was just going to say, when you did filter to most popular video, it was interesting to see the top line of videos did have closed caption. So we've been experiencing with that recently, as well as YouTube stated themselves that they're pushing out videos that use closed captions. So it's interesting to see the ones that you get the most views on are your top performing videos.
That is really interesting. I'm glad you're taking the time to do that, because when I muted the video, I heard just for a second it sounded like someone had added their voiceover to it. So that kind of makes sense now why there's some captions. That's cool. But the other bit of advice I could also share with you about shorts is if your shorts can somehow not rely all the time anyway on your voice, so they would transcend language, you could get even more views because shorts reach creators all across the YouTube spectrum. These are things to test. I'm not saying you should or should not do the things you're doing, but these are just some ideas I wanted to throw at this channel. I'm very encouraged. I appreciate that you're using custom thumbnails. They look really nice. We all know that shorts don't really need to have these thumbnails, and so I'm not going to critique them too hard. There's maybe a little too much text and things like that for a traditional thumbnail, but for what you're doing, I think they're great. And yeah, I'm really encouraged by this channel. So congrats on 100 subscribers. And I just want to check one last thing before we move on. 6 months ago they started, and they were kind of doing the traditional Let's Play style 10-minute videos and things like that. And then 4 months ago they decided to try shorts, and 1,000 views, 1.6K views. So there you go. You're off. So congrats, and thank you for sharing. Our next channel is somebody who won our Twitter contest. Every week, our community manager, Dan H., puts out a fun contest that will get you a free channel audit depending on how you respond. So I've pulled up the winner here. If you ran vidIQ, what poll would you ask the community? The best answer wins a free channel audit. And is it Lucy Studios, or sorry, Lucy Santos or Lucy? I'm not really sure how to say your name. I apologize, but the tweet was, how many times have you submitted the form for a free channel audit? And then the choices, we won 3 or more, 5 or more, 20 or more. So that definitely won you the channel audit. We had a whole bunch though. How niche is your channel? We had some people just kind of submit. How much effort do you think you've put into your videos? Not enough, a fair amount, a good amount. So thank you all for your responses. Be sure you're following vidIQ on Twitter so you have a chance to have your channel audited. So here we go. Music for the soul. Jeff, would you like to kick us off?
Sure. So yeah, I'm glad to see that we're getting to Lucy Santos' video or her channel here, because she has been a longtime supporter of vidIQ. She's in the live stream chats very often, and helping people out inside the chat. So very thankful for that. Good to see you're doing this. So obviously we have a music channel, but let's see. I think we're doing covers, correct? Or are we doing education? Looks like we might be covers. Let me see, ukulele progress, or maybe we're just following her journey as she learns. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what's going on as far as the message of the channel. Yeah, because I did see ukulele progress number 4 and tips, and then some different songs. So it looks like maybe it's a little bit of a mixed bag between the two. I think one of the things, if anything, that now I'm not super familiar with the ukulele specific niche, but I would definitely be looking at what is working in terms of thumbnail design. And start kind of looking there for some ideas. And that way you can start kind of pulling together a strategy for your thumbnails, because they're a little all over the place.
Right.
Different colored text and different color backdrops. And so just kind of getting an idea of what's working. Oh yeah, that's right. My buddy Ricky, he's doing pretty good on the ukulele stuff as well. But yeah, just to kind of get an idea of what's working and what isn't.
This is kind of what I imagine for a thumbnail for a video like this, where you're really focused on the instrument and strumming and maybe a little bit of text or something like that. So it's always good. Maybe ukulele tutorial is not the search term you necessarily want to rank for, but that's just the one that autocomplete kind of came up with. You could always just type in, what I did is ukulele, and the first thing that pops up, or the first results here, you can kind of try these. Maybe you maybe use some tuning, play along. All these things are search terms people would use frequently, and then you can kind of see the videos that are ranking well for those terms. This is not a great example here.
But yeah, but that's sort of what we mean is, for whatever type of video you're making, even just spending 5 minutes, I do it for a lot longer than 5 minutes, but even just taking that time to look at, to search up the term that you want to rank for. Like, let's say if it's a cover of a song, so you're going to do Bruno Mars ukulele cover, then that's something that I would type in and look and see what do those thumbnails look like? What are they, which ones are the ranking ones, and how can I pull that strategy? Are they showing their face? Are they just showing the ukulele? Are they showing Bruno Mars? Like, what is it exactly that's getting people to click, and then seeing how you can apply that to yourself. But then also coming up with an overall scheme, because if we're looking at their thumbnails, they are a bit all over the place. So it's like every thumbnail is, even though they're in most of the thumbnails, it's like the lettering is different, the coloring is different, the text shape is different. So that's something that, like, I like this first one, that ukulele versus guitar. It's very easy to understand, and it pops. So, but that's just something where I would start looking at what worked for you as well, and seeing, how that visual impact helped you get people to click on your video.
Yeah, this is I'm really encouraged by the numbers of the most popular videos. 5-6 months ago, you had quite a run there, and the advice I was going to give was that, like, are people really searching for some of these song titles? I assume these are song titles. Sorry, I'm not very cultured. And it looks like, yeah, they're showing up somewhere. But if you were to cover more popular, like Bruno Mars was the example used a little while ago. If you were to do anything like that, these artists that are just really, really popular, you might reach a new, whole new audience there. But I'm encouraged for sure.
Yeah.
Back to newest real quick. If anyone else wants to jump in.
I was just going to add that what I think she should do, I think you guys gave some great advice, but I was thinking that she could look at her analytics, take some time to go behind your analytics and study the types of videos that's doing the best. And if you're willing to maybe focus in on that, and that'll be your differentiator from other ukulele YouTubers. And so, because essentially you would have a sort of niche of your niche. I'm a big on a niche of a niche of a niche. And then if you're getting success with those videos that are doing well in your niche, then you can be the go-to ukulele expert on that particular category of the genre of YouTubers.
Absolutely. A lot of data points here too with all these videos.
Yeah.
So check out your retention, check out your click-through rate. And I would adopt a thumbnail style. This has, because Jeff brought up a really good point, and I think this kind of has that element of, I'm going to go on Canva and kind of see what the template of the week is, and just kind of use that. So all the thumbnails look so different, and your returning viewers, when they see this pop up in their home feed, may not remember it's from your channel, because the videos look so dramatically different week after week. So a lot of good advice there, I think. Thank you so much for submitting your tweet. Again, if anyone else wants an opportunity, we're always doing stuff like that on our Twitter, so be sure you're following, link down below. And then the next place you could go while you're clicking links down below, anyway, is the vidIQ Discord channel. This channel is full of creators who are on the same journey you are, all at different stages. And we don't allow people to come in and self-promote. It's not really for that. What it is for people to come together and trade tips and bits of advice. The channel that we've picked for today's screenshot here is the thumbnail channel. It's my favorite channel for sure. And we're going to talk a lot about thumbnails today. And as you can see, there's a conversation going on right here where somebody's kind of comparing a couple of thumbnails that they're playing with. And down below, people would generally give some advice on, which one they like more or how they could improve. And we have channels like that for your channel banner and your YouTube. Sorry, I was looking for titles. It's not there on this. It's probably below the fold here. But you could also be talking about your analytics, your achievements. We allow people to come in there and share their recent achievements. So be sure to do that. And if you are somebody who's active in the community and sharing a lot of value, you could randomly get picked for a channel audit. So this channel doesn't know, as far as I know anyway, they don't know we've selected them for a channel audit. It is Jonda, I believe, maybe saying that right. They almost have 700 subscribers, and they are very obviously a Minecraft channel. I am digging their channel banner. It has their name animated with there's a wolf popping out, and they've got their character doing all sorts of silly things. So very, very fun channel banner. And we normally talk about a value proposition. I think without actually having any text other than your name on this thumbnail, to me, I play Minecraft. That's my value proposition. Perhaps there's some tutorials or things you do, but it's not super clear here. And if I scroll down a little bit, it looks like we see Dreams, High IQ, and Epic Clutch Moments. So it looks like a montage of impressive things Dream did. End portal glitch in Minecraft. We have a short here that 5 days ago was posted and has over 3,000 views. We're kind of doing a mix, I see, of shorts and long form content. So,
this is just
yes.
positive that shorts don't necessarily get your longer form content any kind of additional viewership. I think we've seen typically when I give advice about using shorts in your normal content, it's to promote longer content, specifically like a short, almost like a trailer of your longer form content. And even that, there's no guarantee. But I mean, at least you have a much better chance of converting someone over to your longer form content. Shorts are just this really weird kind of thing where, for the most part, if you don't have just a dedicated shorts channel, then it's just something to put up if you don't have time to put up a longer form piece of content, really, is kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah. I do want to talk about this a little bit, actually, because there's been some for me anyway, some very interesting developments and things I've seen. Where's all of us here? So we talked to BlockFacts recently. My latest video actually was posted on Monday. Goes over this if you guys are interested. And BlockFacts started by making Minecraft shorts, and everyone was 27 seconds long, and it was all about Minecraft BlockFacts. The formatting of everyone was exactly the same. The shorts themselves were always the same in terms of their format, but you would get a different block and they would give you facts about it. So he did that for a while since shorts, kind of launched, grew his channel to 1 million subscribers, and then noticed something really interesting. He started to get more views from browse than from the short shelf. He would get tons and tons of views before the short would even hit the shelf. And he thought maybe that means I can post long form content. And I want to go back to the channel real quick and show you, if we type in BlockFacts, and a lot of you probably already have seen this because we've been talking about it quite a bit. The last videos that were posted, they were posted about a week or so apart. They're all over 10 minutes long now. This was 9 minutes. And we're getting millions of views.
Wow.
And this channel started with shorts very consistently.
Wow.
In every way somebody could be consistent, BlockFacts was consistent. The video, from the format to the titles to everything. And my theory on this is that if you can do what BlockFacts did in terms of getting a lot of views on shorts, and you're really, really consistent, and your audience always knows exactly what they're going to get, then yeah, maybe you could have a short channel become something that's like more long form. But what, to Travis's point, it's really difficult to do. And especially with the channel we're looking at today, I keep trying to get that screen back up. The channel that we're looking at today, and I'm on the most popular uploads right now, which, to be fair, are long form videos from a year ago. When you talk about Dream, you seem to have a lot of success there, or you did anyway for a time. When you mix it up between shorts and long form content, we bounce from less than 50 views to 3,000 views. And I think if you were to try and approach the strategy like BlockFacts did, you could potentially get returning viewers to come check out your long form videos, but you need that ultra mega consistency. And that might not be for everybody. And it's okay.
Yeah,
totally
his entire channel, when you talk about consistency, his entire channel, even the longer form content, is just a longer form version of the short content. They're block facts, literally what I was just saying. Like it is a continuation of what that is. What we see a lot of times on these other channels is shorts is just something that's disconnected from the longer form content. The block facts, you notice those 10-minute videos are literally just more block facts. They're just longer form of that content. So you are getting what you would expect. Plus, it's kind of a cheat code. If you get a popular Minecraft channel going, you can just, that's the cheat code, really. Like, but having said that, it's all the same. It's like it's viewer watch history. It's what they're interested in watching. But if you're just kind of doing some stuff here and some stuff there, and not being super consistent, and not having like a real strategy behind it, you're going to see these kind of ups and downs. Not a terrible thing, though. Yeah.
If I can chime in here really quick, Dan, I think what you stumbled upon is maybe a formula. Because for a lot of us who are just doing startups shorts for the first time, we kind of just don't know where it's going and what's the point. So the fact that you've identified sort of a formula of someone who's successfully transitioned a shorts channel to long-term and developing fans and moving away from shorts, that's great to have that formula and know that it can be done. Because before you said this, people were just like, what am I doing with shorts? Where am I going with it? Like, do I do this forever? Yeah.
Yeah, relevance is super important for that kind of thing, because I've seen even channels in my own space with like headphones and technology and stuff, where now what they're doing shorts, like let's say a channel that does videos like mine where they're talking about headphones and earbuds and stuff, but for their short strategy, they're not doing reviews or unboxings or anything like that. They're teaching you tips like how to pair them, how to clean them, the stuff that would be very useful for that particular viewer, because they're making it relevant and specific to the viewer avatar that they're aiming their main content at. So it's like, so if somebody is looking at these videos for this type of content, what else would be helpful for them that I can put into a short format that's relevant to that viewer? So less about what you want to do and more about what's valuable to the person who's going to watch that video. So that's something that I think can be a really good strategy for, I think, almost any niche or any genre.
What I've been saying lately is that the strategy on shorts is not that much different than the strategy on any other YouTube channel. If you can provide value and you can do so consistently, and I don't mean consistently as in one video a day, I mean consistently in the content itself. You know, we know we're going to get every time we see your videos. You can thrive. You can thrive on regular YouTube and YouTube Shorts. It's totally possible. The channel that I still refuse to tell people about that I've been testing on, I did the same exact thing. I wanted to test shorts. I started making these funny, ridiculous shorts, and then I noticed the same thing BlockFacts did before we even talked to him. Browse features were taking over my view counts, and so I tried a long form video, same type of video, but over a minute long, widescreen. Boom, tons of views. Didn't have to wait for shorts. Channel got monetized. You know, golden. So I've BlockFacts and I have this in common. Like, this is a strategy I think people can replicate, but it takes this incredible consistency and focus. And the long form videos, like Travis noticed as well, have to be the same as the shorts videos. People need to get the same experience. They subscribe for you for a specific reason. So back to the channel itself. I do apologize for hijacking that, but there's a lot to say there. And I'm going to put the shorts conversation aside and only spend another minute or so on this. What I'm noticing that you're doing when you go back to your long form videos is that like your latest video is a great example. You're doing another video about Dream, about another creator. And I think that, I mean, I could dig a little deeper and maybe find more examples in recent history where you did this successfully. But to me, it looks like you've been trying all these different things and stuff isn't working out. I wouldn't go back to this. I think the time for this content has kind of passed for you. And I think you should be trying new things. And there are a lot of different things you're kind of doing. But you're also going to need to find a way to stand out and be unique in some sense in the Minecraft space. Because like when you play on the Hive server, for example, like so many people make content there. And this content to me doesn't look any different than other Hive Minecraft content that I've seen. You know, so there's a lot of different things. 30 satisfying Minecraft video. I would work on the titling strategy as well. That doesn't really mean a whole lot. I don't know. 30 satisfying something in Minecraft. It just says video. I'm not really sure what that is. It's also 26 minutes long, so that's quite a time commitment as well. So there are different things we could work on here. Overall, I like your thumbnails, especially this one really stands out to me. I think the thumbnails on your shorts, ironically, are better than the ones in your long form content. You want to reverse that, I think. So spend a little more time on the thumbnails you make for your long form content. Get them a little less busy. I would say this one's pretty busy right here. You know, you're pointing at Dream, but you can barely see him. So a lot of different things you can work on, but overall 700 subscribers, a lot of different views across even some of your long form content. So you have a lot of data points to work with, and I just wish you luck. Thank you for sharing your channel and letting us go off on quite a tangent. I want to pull up one more thing before we get into the picks from the panel here, and that is our vidIQ tools. We've just talked a lot about thumbnails, and the tool I wanted to show today was our thumbnail preview tool. You can preview your thumbnail and your title in the search results before you even launch your video. This will only take me a second. So this is one of Rob's recent videos. It's doing very well, and I assume Rob wants to rank for the term how to get 1,000 subscribers. Right now we're kind of making a push to rank for that term in all sorts of different ways. And when we type in that term and click, we can see what this video is going to look like among the other videos that currently rank really, really well for the search term. So this is not a guarantee that this video isn't going to rank second. It's just, what if it did? You would want it to look good alongside those other videos. You want the title to look good. You want the description to not be truncated past a point where you can see what was going on. And you'd want to see if your thumbnail is going to stack up against the competition. And I think Rob did a good job. The only other thumbnail I think he's competing with a lot is his own. You know, these are our videos as well. So this is always a really good tool if you're somebody who's trying to, you know, make thumbnails and you're not exactly sure, will this work? I don't know. You want to see what you want to rank for and then what it's up against. So that's why this is one of my favorite tools here at vidIQ. The links are down below, so you can download vidIQ, try it out for free. And we also have different features in here as well. So this is what it looks like in search, but you can also see it on the home screen. And you can compare it against your own competitors or just videos that may appear on the home screen. So how does your thumbnail look compared to some of the other thumbnails that are appearing right now on your home screen? And you can even see it in tablet and mobile. So there's all sorts of ways to browse this tool and check out how your thumbnail and your title are going to stack up against the competition.
Can I chime in as a user?
Yes.
That is one of my favorite tools for the boost level is the thumbnail comparison, because I use it every single video I do, because it gives me the instructions to know whether I should go back to the drawing board and add another color, add a flare, because I want to stand out from the competition, or it gives me that confidence to boost, like, yeah, this thumbnail, this is it, this is hitting. If I make it, I'm gonna like crush those other competitors. So it's a really great tool for just helping you, since you don't have anyone else there to ask, or if you ask them, they can be like, I don't know, looks the same to me. But it's a great data-driven analytical tool that that boosts your confidence or sends you back to the drawing board, whichever one. But the whole point of it is to create a better product. So I love it. That's the tool. Try it out.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Yeah, I use this all the time. It is absolutely like probably the tool I pull up the most here at vidIQ. Not just on videos I make here at vidIQ either. So
I agree, man. And also being able to see them on the mobile device size for a lot of channels like my own. If I look at my own analytics, I'm getting between 65 and 70% traffic from mobile devices. This is why my thumbnail strategy is the way that it is, because I'm pulling so much traffic in off mobile devices that I optimize all of my thumbnails specifically for mobile viewers. And when you're doing that, taking that strategy, it always works well as well for regular viewers, because if it can be easily read and understood in a tiny thumbnail, then when it's in a bigger place, like on a desktop, it's easily going to be understood. So that's one of the things I love the most about it.
Yes, and this is a great example here when you click into mobile and you see what these look like on that tiny little mobile screen. These are all things, we just saw some thumbnails that were kind of busy. We talked about those a little while ago. That's the kind of thing you'd want to use this tool for. You know, what does someone see when they open their phone? And most people, I would argue these days, are probably watching YouTube on their phones.
Yeah.
So definitely a great tool from vidIQ. Again, links down below. I want to get back to some channel audits here. We have our first pre-selected channel. I believe this one was from Travis. It's Pause the Pencil. Already, I love the channel name.
Yeah, so there's a couple things I wanted to point out here. The reason I picked it isn't even necessarily because of the content. We'll talk about that in a minute, but because of the odd nature of how many subscribers they have versus how many views they had. And at first I'm like, okay, well, what's going on here? But if you look at the very first video, it says a new era of my channel. So apparently they pivoted at some point. And I want to talk a little bit about pivoting your channel. So this is either, no problem, or it can be a problem. Now, based on the views of the last two videos for a channel this size, it's actually not that bad. So it looks like whatever they were doing before is close enough in interest that the people stayed around. What I like about that is they must have pivoted close to whatever the content was before, and they removed the old content, which I also typically agree with, depending on what it is. They make a line in the sand, the channel's going to be this from now. Now, normally what happens here is someone pivots so hard that their subscriber size is much higher than any kind of views they'll get, because those people did not subscribe for that type of channel. So it's usually a mistake. So far, so good. It's still a little early. It's been about a week. It'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward, but I would really be curious as to what were they doing before this. I checked out some of their links, I think on their Instagram, which was also like an art channel, so an art Instagram page. So I assume it had something to do with art, which is why I think they were able to keep the views pretty decent. Having said all that, the kind of the branding of this page is really kind of cool. It's got a little animated character. The colors on the banner is pretty dope. I love that. It looks like these art vlogs. I don't know now. Here we go with the numbering scheme.
Yep.
I don't know that we have to go over that. That horse has been dead for about a year now, but
yeah,
just to beat a dead horse a little bit longer, don't even bother putting those numbers in.
No.
If you want to like have them in some type of order, put them in a playlist. And you can put that number in the description if you really feel you need to, but it's a waste of space. You could be putting something in there that's a much more human hook rather than a 001, which means nothing. And then, of course, later on down the line, when you get to 39, someone's going to think, oh, I have to watch 38 other videos before I watch this one. No, thanks. So, whenever I'm talking about thumbnails or titles, I'm always talking about figuring out a way to never disqualify anyone who clicks it or who has an opportunity to click it. If you are disqualifying them because they look at it and go, oh, I have to watch previous content to watch this one, that was unnecessary, because likely your content can stand on its own. If it can't, that's a different story, a different conversation, but for the most part, they typically can. So I try to look at any title and thumbnail as a way to bring more people in rather than disqualify people out, unless I'm trying to make sure that my retention and my viewership is very specific to something so that I can continue to reach those people.
The numbers I noticed right away, it's hard to read, but they're in the thumbnails too. art vlog 001, art vlog 002, and then it's the first thing in your title. So basic titling structure would dictate that you don't put this at all, but if you're going to put it at all, keep it at the very end of your title. Also, you've taken the most interesting thing about the title and kind of hit it. So it's truncated, realistic portrait with, and I have to scroll over and see with crayons. So the other thing I'd want to know is a realistic portrait of what? You know, what is being drawn and what's the instrument you're using to draw it? So crayons in this case, that was good, but a portrait of something in crayon, I think would have been more impactful there for the title. If anyone else has anything to add, you know what's funny is like when I scroll over this video, that right there would be a better thumbnail to me. Just that finished drawing right there.
And I was just gonna,
it's hard to see what's going on.
Yeah. I was just gonna say also like the emojis in the title kind of waste their real estate as well.
Yeah, I've seen people testing this, and I think they're good for impact sometimes. But yeah, when they're kind of right at the front there,
At the front, yeah.
It's taking away again. Maybe crayons could have fit just barely if it weren't for the emojis. But I think that's important. I think crayons is a really important thing to put in there because especially since you're using in this one, you're using a different type of instrument to create your art. So if that's the kind of art your channel you're going to have, where you're always changing the instrument, I think it should be really clear what you're using. So, but a lot of promise. I mean, like you said, we're getting a lot of views versus subscribers on a channel that must have pivoted some time ago, about a week ago. So yeah, I'm really encouraged. I would say keep it up and keep testing out different titles and thumbnails. All right. Unless anyone has anything else, we'll go to the next one. I believe JJ and Hawa picked this channel. It was Salty Locks.
Yes.
Tell us about Salty Locks.
Well, I picked that channel because it's different. The fact we're going, we're on the sea, we're talking about adventure, but a different type of adventure that's it has its own niche in YouTube, but I don't see it reviewed often on doing channel audits. And I picked this channel because it was towards the end of the list, like 230 out of 236 when I checked.
Oh.
So I'm always late. So I'm like, I want to pick someone in my tribe, someone who's like late to the game. So I went with someone who picked, who submitted theirs later, and so that's why I came up with this one. And I thought it was also unique. What I would say about the channel, the thumbnails are needing help because it was hard to read some of the text because you've chosen, I see you have a theme in your font, which is great. But if you could not use, I'm a big advocate of not using outline font. Some people can use it and know how to do it right. But if you don't, it could really make things difficult to read. And also, I'm a big believer in contrasting colors. So if you're going to do like the nighttime diving is great. So it's black on top of white. And then I know that's actually like a generic Canva template, but it's generic and it works. And that's why Canva has it on there. But when you have the thing like the buddy diver spotlight diving, I can't read any of that text. So it's kind of like almost a waste even to have that there. You're better off just putting the image instead of having those words because the words really do nothing. And I'm looking at it on a desktop. So if I'm scrolling on a mobile, that's going to be super hard to read. So my recommendation to you is to change up, reconsider your color scheme. You can keep it, but make sure you put contrasting colors. So a dark on top of a white on top of a dark. Never put something like a light blue next to a gray, or like in the outlines too. If you can't, just abandon the outline font until you figure out how to do it because it's really difficult thing to master. But you do have some good thumbnails, like the spear fishing for grouper fish. That's great. I love the fact there's a grouper, there's you in it, you're spear fishing. I see the boat, the fishing boat you guys use. That's actually the perfect one. Like if you can make all your thumbnails, you can change. I don't know how many videos you have on here, but if you have the ability to hire someone in Fiverr or someone to redo these, I think that you're going to see a bigger reach. And then also that video was one of the larger view counts. The video you had the spearfishing for grouper, and I think the fact that it had a really great thumbnail, it was compelling. It told a story within the thumbnail on its own. You didn't have too many words, and when you did have words, they were contrasting. All of that makes that a really great template for the rest of your channel. So if you have the opportunity to change them up, and you'll see that you're going to actually probably most likely get a bigger view on your videos based on changing just the thumbnails.
In this case, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I specifically like the thumbnails with no text at all.
Right.
My eye gravitates to those first, actually. And then it makes me want to read the title. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Let me click on it.
I think this would have been a great example of a thumbnail here if it weren't for the text that came in, and it has this glow on it that's obscuring the face of the diver. I was going to say some of the diving thumbnails, I would get underwater and take all kinds of pictures of like thumbs up and things like that, get really close to the camera and keep the text out of it, you know, because I think that alone's interesting. Like you're filming a video underwater, which is already really cool. The other thing I say, I do want other people to jump in if anyone else has anything to say, but this to me reminds me of a fishing channel. I have a friend with a fishing channel, and fishing channels tend to do really well when they can get the catch right in the thumbnail. Like that's something that fishing enthusiasts really like to see. And like this thumbnail is almost really good. I love the contrast in this thumbnail of the color. It's this one right here. But the text on the side almost covers it up. You know, and had it just been the fish in the center, maybe a little bit bigger, I think this video would have done a lot better. Yes, go ahead.
I agree. I was going to say, this is one of those channels that actually you don't need actually a text overlay. Like you can tell a story of what's going on, the adventure, what happened, what was the most compelling thing that happened during this particular outing on the boat by just looking at the thumbnail and what happened, you know? So I think we really considered, I mean, you could probably even just scrap a lot of the words. You don't need it. Not all channels need text overlay over your thumbnails. But I do think I like your titles: Why Spearfishing, Oven Steamed, Schoolmaster Snapper. Those are searchable titles. So people are searching for that type of content. Man versus Barracuda is so interesting. Who wins? That's such a great clickbaity title. I love it. I'm like, yeah, I want to know who won that fight. So yeah.
One more thing, and this is for any channel out there. If you're doing a series on your channel, if you've branded a series, kind of like a podcast or something like that, I would avoid doing this right here. Buddy Diver Spotlight, diving deep with and then, you know, with the Filbert brothers. Okay, so I would have put Buddy Diver Spotlight at the end, or just in the playlist or in the description, something like that. And I can tell it's two people having a conversation about diving, but what was the full context there? Like, why should I watch that? And I think when people make a branded series like that, they tend to get into that habit of, I'm going to name the series this, and it'll be consistent, and people will remember that the Buddy Diver Spotlight is the thing I always do every week, you know? But you can do that every week and I think attract a lot more new viewers if you don't lead with, you know, specific thing that I made Spotlight.
I love that. That's what we always tell people in the Clubhouse. If you guys are in Clubhouse, join. We always have rooms, and we say that all the time because people join and do the same thing, who have episodic series in their videos or who do podcast series or just serialized content on YouTube. Is there's a mistake of putting their title, the title of the series or the title of the show and who they're featuring in the title, and that's not searchable. So where they could actually just put that in the description box and instead use the title for something that, you know, saying something like you said, Dan, that's compelling within that would get me to click, that people are searching for. When this person solved the mysteries of the world, you're like, oh my God, they said that, but how would I know that? You didn't put in the title. You tell me their name in the series. That doesn't make me want to click. But saying they solved mysteries of aging, yes, I want to know what's the cure, or how do I stay young? You know, that's what I want the title to say, not all the other stuff.
Yeah. So, Buddy Diver Spotlight, diving deep with JP. What were you diving for? Where were you diving? Is there any kind of gear you can point out? Anything like that to get the title a little more engaging with the audience. Does anyone else have anything to add before we move on? Okay, deafening silence says that we move on to the next channel. And it's going to be Tech Vault. I think, was this El Jefe? Was this you?
Yeah. So it was just figured I like what I saw on this one. So I'm assuming the 2805-2020 might be his date of establishment. I'm not 100% sure on that. But he's just pushing up just under 2,000 subs, total tech channel. But what really, so that's what it is. What really caught my attention here is the production value. Like if you look at that Unbox Deity on this one, incredibly impressive channel. I was just by the, it puts me to shame. So it's just one of those things where,
look
at this, like,
Wow.
like, excuse me. 2,000 subs? What?
All right, I quit.
Yeah, right. That's it. I'm done. Like, I'm out of here. So yeah, so it's something where I looked, the thumbnails caught my eye first.
Yeah.
Like the 2021 and the tile, with the frowny face and air tags, and his versus videos are doing really well. So that's the stuff that really caught my attention. I was like, okay, like this has a lot of potential. Production quality is through the roof. Also, I also wanted to give him a bit of shine and spotlight because this is a young person. This is a teenager.
Wow.
So that's another thing that's even more impressive. Like, wow, this is actually really good. So a little bit over a year old going on this one. I like what I'm seeing so far. Good view counts for a channel their size, obviously. And very heavy with the Apple stuff, but they're covering a bit of all kinds of tech as well, which is good. So niche really, really does help here because they're doing it, especially their versions. Like if you do like when you're looking at most popular, you'll see that a lot of it is their versus series with budget phones. So I know Travis was having a lot of good videos around the Amazon Renewed stuff. So that's something that also helps, especially for shoppers that are looking to get some, good tech products that aren't the latest and greatest. So you don't have to spend $1,000 on something. You can get something for a lower price and still be perfectly happy. But overall, like I really liked what I saw with this channel. The thumbnails look good. I think this serves as a really good example. I know one thing that I would say, although some of it's working, is that the thumbnails lack a little bit of consistency because some of them can tend to be all over the place. Like you see orange in the first one, then blue, and then orange, and like yellow. So it's kind of varies a little bit. But aside from that, I mean, overall, this is pretty excellent.
Go ahead.
I was gonna love if they don't have a series, if they create, I don't know if this person is paying attention right now, if they would create a series on that, like the cheap version or the cheaper version or the budget version of a popular phone. If that was a series, that'll rock. That'd be really great. If they don't have something like that, because they're, like you said, there are people who don't have the budget and want to buy a phone for like their child or someone who might lose the phone, who might destroy it really quickly. So that, like, I want to give them that version, but this, or maybe just somebody on a budget and they just need something for their mom or something. So this versus, that a series like that would be excellent if they haven't done it. So something to think about.
Do they have playlists?
Oh yeah, can we see the playlist?
Unboxed and re-reviews.
So let's go back to the homepage real quick.
Homepage.
Okay, so let's scroll down. Let's see, have they done anything when it comes to that? Re-reviews and shorts. Yeah, so that's definitely something. I'm glad you brought that up. So that's something that they definitely want to start breaking down into, like their iPhone 11 videos or their iPhone 7 videos or their Galaxy videos or stuff like that. You definitely want to start breaking that stuff down and bringing it over to your homepage so that it doesn't look, so it looks like you have more content, because you have plenty of content. So that's definitely something that I would take advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know you and Travis have tech channels. Would you say that this channel would benefit more from some consistency, like unboxing this microphone? Like, I'm guessing you can use this microphone maybe with a phone. Otherwise, I'm kind of wondering why this microphone is on a channel that seems to be otherwise about like phones and mobile products.
Yeah, it's a trick. It's a slippery slope. It seems like when I was smaller, I was able to get away with some of the stuff, but then again, my view expectation was different. Once you start cultivating kind of an audience, I wouldn't say it traps you, but it certainly focuses you on a specific type of product, and you have to really look for large swaths of interest before you can kind of pivot. There's very much is coming off like a mobile channel. I might just have them do my thumbnails and do my intros and just call. I just want to do my thumbnails and intros, and then I do the middle part and you do the rest. I mean, I could probably do that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this is the direction they're going in, which can be good or bad, because obviously mobile's pretty big in tech, but it can be very expensive too, depending on how you're getting a hold of the phones. So it's a bit of a slippery slope. And then you also have to decide whether you want to go more Apple or Android. I mean, you can kind of sit in the middle a little bit, but the reality is there's just more views in general on the Apple side of the fence. I mean, it kind of is what it is. So I don't know. I like the channel. I think it's pretty cool. I would probably even subscribe, which is not something I normally say on these audits, but this seems like a cool little channel that I would definitely keep my eye on. Love to see more from Tech Vault.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree. The mic video was a little out of place for what they do.
Yeah.
They might have got the mic and then like, I need to justify this purchase by creating some sort of content around it. I get that. I know exactly what that feels like, but it obviously by performance, it didn't stand up to like your other content, which is fine. But that's just something to kind of keep in mind sometimes, because the audience that you're aiming at, which is either budget smartphone shoppers or fans of Apple products, they are not going to respond to a video about a deity mic. As great as deity mics are, your audience is just not here for that kind of stuff.
Use one in my channels. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah. But you're right. Exactly right. You have to think about the viewership, who you're bringing in, what their general interests are. But yeah, I mean, if you can cover it in the umbrella of budget tech, that's a slightly different conversation to have. But I mean, right now you're aiming towards mobile, and just understand what that means.
Mm-hmm.
I want to check one thing. Are you using the community tab? You are. 3 weeks ago, month ago.
Yeah.
Not as much as I'd like to see, but I do like you're mixing it up between image posts, text posts, and polls. See if you can use this nearly every day if possible.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff gets pushed to people who follow you, and then it also ends up, on the home pages of channels that don't necessarily follow you, but people who are potentially interested in the content you cover. I don't think this is going to bring you millions of new views or anything like that, but I do think it's another way for you to get this logo and this name out there in front of more people. If people see this enough, because you're always posting polls and community image posts and things like that, and if they provide value, you're already doing that. Which do you use, Windows or Mac? Like, you're keeping it consistent with the type of content you're doing on your channel. I think that could be a nice little trick for you for getting yourself out there in one more way. And I would just take an afternoon to schedule out a week's worth of content on the community tab and get it going every single day, get something up there.
Yeah. One of the conversations that we had with one of the engineers in one of the clubhouse rooms that we were in, one of the things they had mentioned was the fact that if you can get people to interact with you who are not subscribed to your channel, maybe never seen your stuff, but they already like the kind of content that you make. But if you get them to interact with a community tab post, that there's a good chance that now in their home feed, your regular videos will appear. So even though they're not subscribed, it will put them in front of you. So there's a good chance of that happening. So this is why we always encourage people to do it. Polls, pictures, and I mean, Rob has an excellent video on cultivating a community around your community tab.
Absolutely. I'm a huge advocate for the community tab. Use it every day.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you have 1,000 subscribers and you've unlocked it, be sure you're taking advantage. All right. So our last pre-selected channel before we move into shoutouts and random picks. The second hour of the stream is always on random selection channel. So if you've been posting on the forum and you're like, when are they going to get to me? Your chance may or may not be coming up here really, really soon. So let me get the screen back up. It is Lunkers with Landon. I believe, Travis, you picked this one?
Did I?
I thought you did.
No.
Well,
Maybe I did.
Oh.
Maybe I did. Maybe I randomly did. Because sometimes we do fishing videos channels for some reason. And I was like, we haven't done one in a minute, so why not? We're in the summertime. People out there probably fishing.
It was you. I'm calling you out.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that's why I'm just now remembering. I don't remember why. I think that's the reason why. Is because we haven't done a fishing channel in a while, and it's one of those things that this is kind of the time of year to do it. So I figured, why not? And also, I would really recommend. So I like some of the thumbnails where you're actually seeing the fish. Like, to me, that's the shot that you should be using. I also like the first person poll thumbnail on the second row. I think that's kind of cool too. The ones with like multiple kind of pictures, there's almost too much going on there to understand exactly what's going on and what I can expect from it. But I do like, in general, the idea behind it. Is Lunkers like a fishing term?
I don't know.
It must be.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. Anyway, yeah. So I like the idea behind it. Is this a younger creator too? I think it is.
It might be. It's nothing in the about section. They look rather young. Yeah.
Definitely. Pay attention to what people are interested in. If there's a specific type of fish that when you're doing your fishing, is that interesting? Are people using a specific poll? Are you doing reviews of fishing products? I mean, that's another kind of way you can get into this and get into people's mindsets. You have to think about viewership and what their general interests are. While they might like to watch fishing videos, they're probably trying to figure out what they need to fish better. So, you know, if you catch like a big fish, go into detail. What products did you use? How much time did it take? Like, you know, what the water, like all those things. What was the weather like? Really go into detail and give people some extra value for watching, and they'll keep coming back for more.
Yeah, there's a couple tricks here that, again, my buddy with the fishing channel used when he was starting out. Once the content was consistent, once some views were coming in, they went to local establishments that sold products, right? And they managed to strike up some deals with them. So when you have a channel like this, it can be very community oriented because you're always fishing in like the same place. And these are usually like lakes and things, you know, which your viewers may come to the channel just because they live near it or they've always wanted to fish there or something like that. So you could really focus on, and it looks like you are talking about the lakes and things you're fishing on, which is good. You can really take that community focus to the next level by going into these like local establishments that you already shop at potentially and say, by the way, like I have this channel, you know, it has this sort of reach. I'd love to review some of your products, you know, blah, 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 blah. At the stage you're at now, maybe a little early, just considering the view counts are not super consistent where I'd like to see them before you're doing that. But that's just, you know, what I've seen work for another fishing channel that I know of. You know, so that's just something I want to share. And then, yeah, I think thumbnails, I do like what you said there, Travis, about the latest thumbnails, the 4 latest thumbnails. It looks like you're trying this. I'm trying to get as much of the catch in the photo as I can, but I think less is more. I think this thumbnail is a lot better than these thumbnails. We know you're going to go fishing. We know you're likely going to catch more than one fish. You don't have to necessarily prove it in the thumbnail. So I'd avoid the collages as much as possible. I also don't think you necessarily need all that text, maybe 1 or 2 words and an arrow if you feel necessary. But like this is a great thumbnail with you just kind of holding all of your catches up to the camera. This is a fantastic thumbnail. The only bit of advice there I'd say is make sure you're shooting with the sun helping to light you. That could also help because sometimes these are kind of in the shade and it's kind of hard to see. But overall, yeah, very encouraging fishing channel. For a year ago, your first video has 200 views. You know, a lot of good promise here. So good luck, Lunkers with Landon. The next section here is shout outs. All the channels you're about to see are channels that have submitted. They're on the form and they could still get picked for an audit, but we just like to, you know, because we see so many channels, just give a quick little shout out to everybody. So as I pull these channels up, go ahead and say hello and maybe offer one really off the top of your head quick piece of advice. The first one here, I'll go first since it's a gaming channel. It's Magical Gamer. They almost have 1,000 subscribers. They do gameplays, live streams, and more. And it does look like they are niched down with a with an audience here about, or they're trying to target an audience about, I think, soccer. Well, cricket. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So I didn't realize there were games that revolved around cricket. This is the first I'm seeing of this, but that's really, really cool. My one piece of advice would be less text in the thumbnails. I think there's a lot going on in all these thumbnails, and I think you kind of replicate the title in the thumbnail in some cases, and that may not be necessary. I'd focus on more action in your thumbnails and less text. Let's go to the next one. It is Cloud Creator. Jeff, would you like to shout this channel out?
Sure. Cloud Creator looks like he's just a hair over 1,000 subs at 1.26K. So what I'm looking at here, it looks like they are more of an education channel from the looks of it, like free hosting, how to buy something, how to enable community tab, how to make professional intro for your channel. So they're doing a lot of that stuff, which is great. I know one of the things that I would say, just like what you said before, these thumbnails are very busy. So it can be a bit confusing, and you always have to remember that, especially if you're targeting a specific audience. I'm not sure if they're targeting an Indian audience or an American audience or who they're targeting, but we're getting so many views from mobile that a lot of this text, especially the smaller stuff, or when you're cluttering so much, is going to be very difficult to read. So try to keep it to less than 5 words, 3 or less, even better.
I'm going to throw this next one to Hawa. Who are we shouting out here?
Surf Gamers. Oh, it's a short channel.
Look at that.
How cool.
I'm not sure what game that is, though.
Me either.
Subway Surfers.
Subway Surfers.
Oh, maybe the one in the title. Maybe that's the game.
Yes. But they're repeating the title. That's the only thing. So I would suggest switching up the title, even though it is Subway Surfer. Tell us, what are you doing in Subway Surfer? Are you playing Subway Surfer? Are you reviewing Subway Surfer? Are you showing us how to do a certain trick? That's what I would recommend trying to put into the title. But
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm noticing that you just kind of it's just the same exact title over and over again with episode numbers as it's truncated, and it also says mod. I think you've been trying this game for a while on YouTube Shorts. I worry that maybe there was an audience for it and now there's not. I would be more focused on what mod in Subway Surfers are you showing off and what in that video is happening. And when you're creating your title, focus on those two things and then make Subway Surfers the last thing in your title. But I would shorten these titles a lot, especially since they're shorts. And because the short titles get cut off at like 40 or 50 characters or something really small like that. So that would just be my my quick advice to you. And then if that's still not working, I mean, I've never heard of this game. Maybe there's an audience for it, but it might be time to, try out some different, games out there that would be maybe similar. But I could be wrong. I don't know anything about Subway Surfers at all. It looks like you have a lot of moments to share, though. So best of luck to you. JJ, who are we shouting out?
We're shouting out what I do in my free time. So this is like a personal vlogging channel, I'm assuming. I'm not quite sure.
Challenges and fun stuff.
Oh, challenges and fun.
Crazy stuff.
Okay.
Crazy fun.
Right. So this has a lot of potential. I would work on the thumbnails to make them a little bit more expressive and use brighter colors and explain more clearly what's going on in the channel. I mean, each video, let me see. I think they look like they're funny. So I said they look like they have a lot of potential. It could be crazy. Just work on your thumbnail game a little bit by making them bigger, brighter, less words. What you're doing, and then otherwise it's pretty good.
I think Jeff, have you gone yet?
Yep.
Travis,
I'll do another one. I don't mind.
I can do one more before I have to go. I have to run this. Ball with Rob. I see some ballers in the game. The greatest of all time, MJ in the corner. And this looks like some NBA stuff, which is cool. So maybe some NBA news and a little bit of like speculation, top 10 free agents, that sort of thing. That's pretty cool. I like that they're doing the, they're putting in a bunch of people in the thumbnail. What we've found, and actually we have a presentation. I think if you go to the vidIQ Academy, we have our thumbnail design lessons. And one of the things we talk about, I believe in that particular one, is that the quote magic number of people to have in a thumbnail is 3. Much more than that, it's too crowded. Much less than that, there's nothing wrong with it. But it seems like that's the max and sometimes optimal in the thumbnail. If you look at the balance of like the one with the 3 there versus some of the other ones, some of them look a little crowded versus just a kind of nice spread out of the trio. So maybe do a little bit more of that and keep concentrating on the basketball going. I mean, we're in the finals, so you need to be doing some final stuff.
Oh yeah. I'll take this last one here. It is Scientific Nerd. Looks like they got 31 subscribers. Science is fun. Science for fun. The channel's only been around about 4 months. They're trying out some different things. I think when I read the titles, it's clear what you're going to be talking about. I know this is a shorts channel. I was about to start going in on thumbnails, but your thumbnails are very busy. But because they're shorts, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Maybe these aren't even thumbnails. These actually could be stills from the video. Maybe you animate your videos. It looks like you use some stock footage, things like that. So yeah, I think without digging into the content, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but when it comes to science and history and content like that, you still want to niche down. I think you still want to make sure you're talking about a similar theme throughout your content. But that is Scientific Nerd. Yes.
Can I jump in really quickly? I was going to pick this one. So I looked at the video for this one. And so I do know a little bit about the content.
Sure.
It is sort of voiceover and they're explaining science, fun science stuff, but science in a fun way. So maybe targeting children or educators and so it has a lot of potential. I think, they need to work on their thumbnails, but you're right. Make us know what they're doing. The science is fun is what they're doing inside the video. So it's like, voiceover, fun little ways of explaining things, and it's funny too. It's also there's humor in these videos.
The other thing I would add is that, and I know we should be testing shorts for a while now. Is this the right content for shorts? And I'm genuinely asking. I don't really know. I think it's worth testing, but I think as you get the view counts that you're currently getting, if that continues, you may want to go back to trying out some long form, because even your long form videos here got some pretty decent views compared to your shorts. And I think I'd like to see these numbers higher for shorts. So it could be something to experiment with. Take a video you did and just make it a little bit longer, expand on the topic a little bit more, make it largely the same though, and try again for targeting search. I think that could be good. But all right. So I know, Travis, you have to go. Thank you so much for joining us. Any words of wisdom before you take off?
Yes, do all the things we tell you to do. Stop being silly, or I'll send Savage back out here, and then you'll wish that you had listened to us.
It's true. I already do.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everyone. I'll see you guys next week. Peace and love.
See you, Travis. All right. So for the next hour, it'll be us giving you some constructive criticism on your channels. I'm just going to, real quick on my end, close out some tabs because I got a whole tab mess, and I want to clean this up a little bit. Thank you all for joining us today. If you've submitted your channel on either the gaming or non-gaming forums, that's what we're about to do. So I'm going to pull up the random number picker. I'm going to go to this form here. This is our channel submission form, the non-gaming form, and this is our gaming form. And it looks like 562 responses in the gaming form. So we're going to do 570 to kind of make sure we get everybody in there. And the first channel we will audit, I'm going to say, is a gaming channel. We've only seen a couple of those today that we've done full audits on. And why is it not numbers 570 set? Why is this not working? Hey, there we go. We pull out a fish. Talking about fishing channels a lot today, and it's number 565. What the heck? We didn't even get that far yet. I'll take someone just put their channel in there, so I'll do 563. We'll go. How do I? Is there a quick way? 563. There we go.
Rip to 565.
Yeah, sorry, 565. If you submit your channel 2 channels from now, you could have had an audit, but you messed up. You done messed up. All right. Virtual Fix Gaming. So I've seen channel art like this in a lot of different places. I kind of wonder if this is some of the free avatars and stuff you can get out there, kind of when you're setting up your channel and you don't know what to use. So you just look for gaming YouTube channel banner.
Yeah, the Fiverr guys sell them like this as well.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I would also say that it's very, very, very low res. So this right here, I think, could help you. If you were to use this, which a lot of people do, you'd want to at least make sure it's really nice and sharp. So I would get a better quality image of whatever this is. And the other thing I'd ask yourself is there a better way to have this channel art reflect your channel name and what your channel is all about? Because what I'm seeing here is a lot of first-person shooters. So Virtual Fix Gaming is pretty vague. It could be a virtual reality channel. It could be a lot of different things. And I think the name of the channel and the art, everything should reflect what your channel is about. I think that's really important. Rob has a video he either just released or is about to release soon about channel names. And once that comes out, I'd recommend checking it out. Going into the content itself, I do kind of like what you're doing here with the titles. Is this the most accurate KN44, Call of Duty Mobile? So you're already getting into the high value content. You're trying to make content for people who play Call of Duty Mobile and want to get better at it. And that's fantastic. And it looks like you're trying out shorts too and different things like that. So this is all really positive. You only started 4 weeks ago. And I think it's okay to continue experimenting with this style of content. For your first video, you have 78 views and when 35 subscribers, that's really promising. I would just work a little bit more on the channel focus. I think you are a Call of Duty Mobile channel. And I would lean into that in every way you can, because if you're going to be providing a lot of value, it's going to give people who subscribe a lot of confidence that you know what you're talking about. And the channel I want to show you is 100% Zelda. Thank you. Thank you, keyboard. It just hit 60,000 subscribers. We've talked about this channel a lot in the past, have not brought it up in a little while. And this is exactly the channel I'm thinking of when I see your channel, because we have a channel here that is helping people who play Zelda understand every nook and cranny of this game, you know, and everything they're ever going to want to know about Zelda. I'm going to find it here at 100% Zelda, where all the content is and always will be 100% Zelda. The channel banner, the artwork, the channel name, everything. The thumbnails are all amazing. Nico's getting better at thumbnails. The rarest fish is my favorite one, I think. Link getting completely obliterated by some fish. There's a lot of things here that any gaming channel could learn from. It's all about staying consistent and giving that value to the audience, and Nico's personality shines through in all these videos. We're trying out live streams as well. That's where you get your chance to kind of step away from the high value, like educational content, and just kind of be yourself and play the game with your audience. You could totally do that. So all of that opportunity is there. But yeah, congrats to Nico. And I do hope Virtual Fix Gaming that you found that helpful, as well as all gaming channels out there. I do hope that ramble was of use to you.
It can be really handy too, especially if they niche into it, because there are people. Here's the thing, especially with any type of content on YouTube, aiming for the beginner. Doesn't matter what you're doing, aim for the beginner, because there's always going to be somebody new to whatever it is. Somebody who's just learning how to do their makeup, somebody who is just getting into headphones, somebody who's just getting into Call of Duty Mobile. Here's the reason why I'm saying this, because I play Call of Duty Mobile and I was recently new to it. So I was searching out content that would help me learn what are the best loadouts, what are the best weapons, how do I upgrade my weapons, what do I need to join a clan, what are the best maps. So like I started looking for channels that were serving me that kind of educational content, and I found them. There was people who were doing literally like what are the best upgrades for your shotguns, and what are the best loadouts to have so you can do quick switch between match. Like those people who were giving me that stuff, they weren't just showing me playthroughs or let's play. They were showing me these, they were like the top 5 weapons or top 5, whatever might have been. And they were getting literally tens, if not hundreds of thousands of views on these videos. So that's something you definitely want to lean into. If you're good at this game, if you know the ins and outs of it, then lean into that and serve the audience of the beginners who are just trying to figure out how. There's a lot going on. If you open up Call of Duty Mobile, there's a lot of stuff going on that screen. If you can start breaking down what all of that means, like that video, when I watched it, I left a comment on that dude's video because I was like, dude, this really helped me understand what all of these menus and what all these settings, because there's so many menus in there to like figure things out. It's really helpful. Like even just teaching people how to like upgrade their weapons is super helpful. Like I had to watch a video for that. Not that I couldn't have figured it out for myself, but the fact that somebody was walked me through it in less than 5 minutes, that's huge value right there. And that video, the one just showing you how to upgrade weapons, I think it was like 250,000 views on a channel that had like 20K subs. So.
Wow. Today, there are people who are picking up Minecraft for the very first time, and the game's been around for over a decade. Yeah. So definitely don't discount that. And every video you make is a chance to reach somebody who has never heard of you before. So also make sure that your content is welcoming to those new viewers. Every video. That's why we always say to get rid of these episode numbers. No one needs to know that it's episode 50 in your Let's Play series. Just get to the value. You don't want to turn people off because there's 49 other videos in their queue. All right, so I accidentally drew another fish here while we were hanging out, and it's 388. So we're going to be picking a non-gaming channel now and going to response 388, and it is Epic Mentorship, I think. Oh, maybe I should take their channel link. Maybe that would help. Epic Mentorship. And it is, what are we mentoring us in? I see Excel. I see Microsoft Word. Who wants to start? JJ and Hawa, would you like to take the lead? I think you're muted.
Yeah, I'm on mute. Yeah, the first thing I would say is that you have to switch up these banners, the thumbnails, because they are the exact same thumbnails. And here's the issue why you need to change them up is because if I were following your channel and getting daily, I wouldn't know if I saw this video yesterday or 2 days if it's new or not, because the thumbnails almost look exactly the same. I know it's easier just to, I know part of your workflow is probably you produce, you search your topic, you produce your video, you edit it, you post it, and then you just pull out your go to your thumbnail folder and you click one and you just drop it in there. And so that's part of your workflow. in actuality, a thumbnail is really, really crucial for you getting new subscribers beyond the 1.48K who already know your channel. And so, yeah, you really got to put more time and effort into your thumbnail if you can. But it's great that you're in this niche, because Microsoft Word, believe it or not, it's still a huge tool for an Excel as well, and PowerPoint, and all of these different Microsoft tools that you are showing people how to do it. It's still really big. It's still, people are in the office going back to work and they might have forgotten. So great for these tips. So you have a great niche that you're in here, but I think one way to help you get more subscribers or more viewers beyond the views and the subs you have is to work on your thumbnail game a bit. And less words, too many words. And when you get further down, it's just like, oh, wow, there's a lot of words there.
Yeah, it looks like this is an improvement on what they've done in the past.
Right.
I will say that. The other thing I'm seeing is 5 tips, Microsoft Word, and then it's in parts. So I'm guessing every video is 5 tips. What I would have done instead of part numbers, and these did well. I mean, the like to dislike ratio is kind of interesting, but this is a small sample size, which is whoa, that's interesting. So 6 likes on a video that has almost 2,000 views. 2,000 views here, and we have 10 likes. So you might be getting a lot of traffic from an external source, maybe like a LinkedIn or somewhere like that, which is totally cool. I would have here's what I would have done. 5 tips in Microsoft Word, and I would have made the tips themselves about a specific function of Microsoft Word. So 5 tips for, what's the paragraph formatting, 5 tips. I don't know. Spell check a complicated bit of Microsoft Word. I don't type in there a lot. I would try and see if you can link together some of the tips and then bundle those together in the individual videos. Or you could make 100 tips to supercharge your writing in Microsoft Word. Take everything and make it one big video. Maybe at the end of that, there's different ideas I would play with here, but it's weird because it's like you want to teach people in this episodic way, like you have to watch part 1 before you can watch part 10 to understand the lesson. But the videos are framed as if it's like, here's some tips for you. But I think it needs to be one or the other. Here's a bundle of tips about a specific function of Microsoft Word, or here's part 1 of my Microsoft Word tutorial, and today we're going to learn how to do this specific thing, and then part 2 builds on that. This is the one case where having part numbers is important, because if you're teaching people something, they want to know where in the content they need to go, in what order. But we're replicating the title and the thumbnail almost, and the thumbnails, like you said, JJ, are so much the same that you would think there isn't a new episode out when part 6 comes out, because it's like basically the same exact thumbnail.
I'm going to chime in here. This person also has an opportunity to monetize their YouTube channel, even with 1.48K subscribers, because like you said, Don, they can provide a certain value and become an expert in Microsoft. And they can say, well, for the full series, you can purchase my course and have like a mini course where you can say, I'll go more deep in depth, or you can even offer coaching services, one-on-one, something like that. So this channel has an opportunity to monetize outside of YouTube, because this person seems to have established himself as the expert in Microsoft.
Absolutely. Does anyone else have anything to add?
Yeah, I think one thing they could do, because they were with the thumbnails, how we're seeing what we refer to as thumbnail wallpaper.
Yeah.
One thing you can do, and this will be really easy, especially if they want to be very formulaic, spend like an hour just taking different pictures of yourself with different poses, different faces, things like that. You can still have a similar thumbnail to what you're already doing, but you just don't want the exact same pose in every single one. It should just be at least some sort of variation, even if it's the same part 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But at the very least, don't, because unless you're looking specifically at that part that's partially being cut off by the timestamp anyway, then at least give me some sort of variation. And that's something you can do very easily. I know a lot of people that do this, people who show themselves in their thumbnails. My friends who do this, they'll spend at the beginning of like a year, they'll just take a ton of different headshots, chest up, waist up shots, and they'll just use those in Photoshop. They'll have them all ready to go based on whatever content they're making. They'll just take one picture of themselves and pop it in, whether it's surprised or angry or confused or face palm or whatever it is. But that way you have those and you can add some variety to these thumbnails.
Yeah. That's really, really good advice. A lot of creators in our space and beyond do that. They just take like a day. It's thumbnail day, you know, and that day may come up once a month for you. And you just take a whole bunch of photos, all kinds of poses, maybe with different props, things like that. I've done that a couple times since being here. I'm kind of overdue for a thumbnail day myself, but definitely a great tip. All right, let's go ahead and jump into a gaming channel here. After we need to go fishing. 567. What's going on with the gaming channels?
Right.
Like 563 was the last one. So 567. I'll just click up there. There we go. Grease, yay. We have a montage channel, so they claim. If I can grab the link. Grease, yay. All right. This is going to be interesting. Okay. Grease, yay.
Yay.
Okay, so a pretty generic channel banner. Not sure about the channel art either. These two things and the name, I'm just not sure, but that's okay. We already talked a lot about names today, and it looks like they're doing live streams. So is that a montage? I don't think you're a montage channel if you're just kind of streaming Minecraft. Let's see here. So Skywars Bed Wars montage. ASMR sounds. Okay, and started about 8 months ago. Not a lot of content. What I would say for you, very simply, is channel focus. You've submitted your channel for audit today. You're looking for some advice, trying to figure out what to do next. I would say channel focus. Minecraft is a very, very, very big category. You can niche down to Minecraft in the silliest of ways. We talked earlier about BlockFacts, whose whole channel is literally making videos that give you facts about a specific block, or facts nowadays about a group of blocks. So, or a group of just Minecraft concepts and things like that. So that's the whole channel. You know, if you're going to be playing Minecraft and you're just making a Bed Wars video, I can kind of get that anywhere. You know, what is it about your Bed Wars video that I need to see? Absolutely, your Bed Wars, but I'm on mobile. Doesn't really tell me much. I can also play Bed Wars on mobile. So what is it? Are you going to help me get better at it? Was there something really crazy that happened? What am I going to get out of that content? So a lot of this does come down to channel focus. If you're going to be a montage channel, I would stick to that. Take the best moments you have from maybe your live streams. Maybe you have a live streaming Minecraft channel and this montage channel, because I don't think those two things, you might test it. Maybe they don't overlap, or maybe they do because it's Minecraft. But there's a lot of experimentation that you're up for right now because you're just kind of getting started on YouTube. So unless anyone has anything to add, I think we can move on. All right. We'll go back to the non-gaming form and pull out number 43. So the non-gaming form is, look at that. They're getting very fair random draws. B4 Boom. Video editing and YouTube tips. Okay.
Okay. Excited about this.
All right. B4 Boom. So pretty cool channel art. Doesn't connect in terms of the art style. They're not very connected to me, but it still looks cool. They've linked what I assume is Mr. Beast's channel here, which is interesting. And what about the content? Does anybody know, by looking at these videos right here, what this channel's about?
No.
I'm confusion.
There's so many different people in them too. Like
Top secret.
all these different people.
Who is the
Nick
king
Nimmons
of
in there.
YouTube?
Yeah, it's like a stolen thumbnail. You know, that's what I'm seeing here. Is like there's right there. That's I can't remember the gentleman's name, but you got Nick there as well. There's faces I recognize from other channels. Yeah, not really cool. This is something that definitely is a message for everybody who is in the live stream chat. Don't take other people's thumbnails. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. So
what's interesting about this is that it looks like, because I was wondering if this was Nick's content too, and it doesn't seem like it is. It could be somebody else's, but it would appear that it's something they made, but they didn't take the time to make their own thumbnail. Right. And so when you see that, you have to wonder how much of this content is stolen.
Right.
Right.
You know,
It calls everything else into question.
Right.
right. So before boom, I would say before your channel gets kicked off of YouTube, I would go through all these thumbnails and get rid of them at the very least. And I would also say, you know, you would need a little bit more channel strategy here. They're not sure why you would make a channel like this, I guess.
They say his channel is about their YouTube boom. Like all of the people that boomed on YouTube, the channel is about them, like covering them. But I feel like they're just trying to...
There's a right way to do that and a wrong way to do that, though.
Right.
I mean, if you want to talk about Nick Nimmin and how Nick Nimmin blew up on YouTube, you wouldn't just steal his thumbnail and then make a video about how to delete your YouTube channel. You know, you would do a case study on Nick Nimmin, and then you could use his face, maybe even this face, but make your own thumbnail with it. You know, cut out the face and then put you there or something else. There's ways you can use this stuff where it falls a little more under fair use, a little bit more forgiving than just straight ripping their thumbnail and then trying to. Are you teaching YouTube content, or are you talking about the creators who blew up? It's, you know, channel focus comes into play, but I'm the kind of person who gets really. I have to be very careful because I get very upset when I see stolen content.
Yeah.
But I think we can move on to the next channel. Does anyone else have anything to add?
I was going to say that sounds like an excellent opportunity to say, this is the video that blew this person up. Like, that would be so interesting and compelling, because people want to know, how do I go viral? What do I need to go viral? And this video made this person go viral. So have you do an explainer of, this is a video that went viral and this is why you think it went viral. And that's it. That could be your channel. I think that channel will do well. And if you're thinking about pivoting or looking to focus, that's really something that I think will do well.
Yeah. From the aspect of teaching people YouTube, that's a great teaching mechanism. We do case studies all the time, you know, about people who blow up. And I mean, we did one on BlockFacts on Monday, and BlockFacts, I contacted him and I said, do you have any, pictures of your character I can use for a thumbnail? And he took some for me. You know, you can collaborate with these other creators. YouTube is a community, and you could cover that content in the right way. So best of luck. We're going to move on. I'm going to pick another non-gaming channel, and that is 325. 325. Studio Video. They say they are an art channel. 121 subscribers. Let's see. Studio Video. All right.
Okay.
Seeing a lot of consistency here with the thumbnails, the coloring they're using.
Ooh, charcoal, man. That's hashtag respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not an easy medium. I mean, art, I'm not an artist, but I love looking at art. My wife is an artist, and everybody has their medium that they like to use. And charcoal is one of the ones that I'm just like, when I see people do it, the videos of it, it is so intriguing, the techniques that they use. So yeah, that's just a little ad, but when I see it done well, it's like, wow.
I'm just trying to look into the content here real quick, because it looks like maybe they set it up like the subject that they're drawing today. They go on Instagram, they talk about it a little bit. Their production quality is through the roof.
Wow. And
then they start 2 minutes and they start sketching it out. So what's kind of cool about that, what we can learn from that is, this is how you get your like vlog channel to be about something. So this person is probably giving a lot of their personality in this video, but the subject matter is very specific still, you know? And I think the way they do their intro is really cool, because it goes right into the drawing, and then it goes, you know, well, here's what we're doing today. We're drawing this person. Here's their Instagram. Here's my inspiration. Now let's get to the drawing. And then everything just starts to come together.
Can you draw me next?
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I used to do charcoal art in college. I love it.
Nice. I love the before and after thumbnails too. Or sorry, not before and after, but the inspiration and the final product in the thumbnail like that. Yeah.
I would continue with that style. I think recently they might have decided to test taking themselves out, which I think was the right call, because while they're lit very well and they show up, I think it distracts from the art that you're trying to sell the video on. So I think that was an interesting test. I think it was positive. We didn't see a big spike in views, but the videos are still pretty young. I would also test removing the text and your logo, and try to pull more focus towards the subject of the actual video itself. Here's who I'm drawing, and here's how the drawing looks. Maybe what you could also do is not have the complete drawing in the thumbnail. This is just, I don't know how these art channels generally do thumbnails. We'll probably look here in a second, but for charcoal drawing, if you're showing a half finished product, so we can tell it's still impressive, but we didn't get the whole video in one image, we might be more compelled to click on it. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that, but that's my
the air of mystery.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be vague here, but I tested a video thumbnail this week, and the video didn't do well, and I was expecting it to do very well. So I changed the thumbnail, and because it was very clear what was going to happen in the video, and I realized that I just blew the whole video in the thumbnail. So I made the thumbnail more mysterious, and then the views ticked right back up. So just kind of something I believe in is creating a little bit of mystery. So if we were to do charcoal drawing, let's see. I mean, we're not even, we know what Robert Downey Jr. looks like. We don't need to see his Instagram. And we kind of get, now they are using, I would say, the finished product in their thumbnail still, but these are really nice.
Yeah.
Yes, very simple. How to draw.
It's the product. There's no name, there's no logos, there's no other faces. It's just what the product is. So that's
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Like this is great. The stages here.
Yeah.
And these will have a lot of views too, but you're going to learn how to draw. Like that's how they're getting away with that. Portrait, sketch, and charcoal. Nice and simple title. 186,000 views from a couple of years ago.
Also, the 3 heads it's also pleasing because it is following the rule of thirds.
Yeah, that is true. So definitely a lot we can learn from that. And I would say, like, given your production quality and the quality of your actual work, your artwork, you have all that down. The videos are short and digestible. I think thumbnails are going to be the ticket.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I like the idea of taking the Instagram and then doing the artwork of it. I think one thing they could lean into too is popularity. So it doesn't have to be every single video, but if it's once a month or whatever it might be, whether it's somebody famous, let's say right now someone happens to be trending, where you can use where you can
Tom
use
Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston for sure. So anything that could be coming up, do that in a timely fashion. If it's trending on YouTube and it's trending, Twitter, and just basically a trending topic or a trending character, lean into that because the production quality is already there. So it's not a matter of production. I think it's topic that could be what's kind of slowing them down a little bit.
I would say a lot of it. As I look through these titles, Cute Couple, Uncle John, we have, let's see, Time Lapse. We don't really know who's being drawn in a lot of these. Okay, Sigourney Weaver, Winona Ryder. So some famous people are making it in here. But 8 months ago, I don't think there was like a new season of Stranger Things, for example.
Right.
But Winona Ryder would be a great one to do when we're getting too close to the release of season 4 of Stranger Things.
Good idea.
And the videos that also in search that did well, but it wasn't, the last video was like 2 years ago. That's your opportunity to kind of jump in and kind of do the same thing, and it'll be new and relevant.
My last piece of advice to you, you're probably already doing this. This may be maybe this is exactly what you're doing in every video. And if this is the case, it's not quite working out for you. But are you tagging the people you're drawing? Because you're pulling these right off Instagram, these models. Are you finishing the video and then taking maybe the finished work, putting it on Instagram and saying, I drew so-and-so at so-and-so. I drew at so-and-so. I love their work, and I just did this as part of my YouTube channel, blah, 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 blah. If you're not already doing that, I would try it. But I still think there's a lot to be gained to mix the two strategies. Draw these lesser known models and people like that, and then draw really well-known people as well. One of the first people that stood out in that search we just did for charcoal drawing was Robert Downey Jr. Everybody knows that face. That's Iron Man. I want to see somebody draw that. So that would be our advice to you. But great work, really. I think this is a channel waiting to blow up.
Listen, Dan, I might date myself here, but when I think of Robert Downey, I think of Weird Science, not Iron Man so much, but that's just me. So.
Well, he's got the goatee going on.
I remember Weird Science.
Yeah.
Iron Man, Tony Stark. You didn't even say Robert Downey Jr. in this one. So that was
I know, right?
the title.
Just straight up Tony Stark. Yep.
Tony Stark, right? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah.
All right, we will pick a gaming channel next after we go fishing, of course. First of all, though, how many? 617 responses. So let's do 620. And we pulled out 271. All right.
I was expecting 619.
Dolphin the Gamer. Fortnite how-to and just playing. Okay. So a few different things there they're claiming to be.
I was expecting Echo the Dolphin.
Yes. When you need to laugh, you got our cringe content. So Dolphin the Gamer is making cringe style content based on their channel banner. That's what they're saying, which is a popular thing to do in the gaming space.
Cringe.
You told us your Fortnite how-to and just playing. So I'm seeing a disconnect there. I like to read these. We don't read these enough. Because this right here is a really good way to see how somebody sees their own channel when they submit it to us for review. We say, what type of channel are you? And this person believes they're a Fortnite how-to channel. But here it says cringe content. So there's already a disconnect. And I'm pointing this out because you're probably like, well, what kind of advice is that? I'm pointing this out because if you don't know your own channel, how is anyone else supposed to know your channel when they click into it? I'm not trying to if we can get that channel off the screen and that the device holds up. I'm not trying to take Dolphin the Gamer and throw them under the bus here necessarily. It's for any channel out there. If you're telling us one thing and we come to your channel and we're not seeing that, or the channel banner says something completely different, you have to address that somehow. So that would be my first. That always goes back to channel focus. My first bit of advice. So the first video we see, the latest one from a day, goes how to grow your Fortnite channel. So they're giving YouTube advice on their Fortnite channel. Then there's a challenge video. They were paying something. Is that Friday Night Funk?
Or Friday Night at Freddy's? Or what is it?
Friday Night Funk, I think. I can just barely see the logo down there.
Oh, gotcha.
So it looks like some gotcha stuff. And then back to Fortnite, swimming in a pool. So yes, this channel is the epitome of channel focus. I mean, that's what we need. We need you to go back to the drawing board on who this channel is for. And, when you make every video, you got to keep that audience in mind. The epitome of the advice we're going to give anyway is channel focus. So, I mean, it looked like you were a little more focused back in the day, like a few months ago. There's some Among Us and some other things in there, but I'm my assumption, seeing some pictures here, you're a relatively young creator, which is cool. You've been at this for a while now, though. We're 6 months in, we're 7 months in. We're trying a lot of different things, so it's time to kind of settle on a game, and start to give the value to the audience picking up that game. So Fortnite's your jam right now. If you're really good at it, if you can offer people a lot there, then go with the Fortnite how-to. If cringe is your jam and you have a lot of ridiculous things that happen in Fortnite and you catch all of it on camera, then lean into that kind of content. Lean into the funny moment style of Fortnite videos. Maybe you're over Fortnite. Find the game that you can be super passionate about, that you just cannot put down, and that you can provide a ton of value or laughs to an audience. So very broad advice, but we're looking at a very broad channel. Unless anyone has anything to add, we can move on.
No,
right.
Focus is definitely something you need to do.
All right, so we will draw another number here. It's $5.99, our non-gaming channel. Oh, we don't have that. So I guess we can go $4.51. The channel name is A Pouncing Cat, and the main focus of the channel is art, previously gaming.
Ooh,
so they've pivoted. Yes, they're the Pouncing Cat. They've pivoted from gaming to art. All right. Art and Minecraft. Interesting. So, Jeff, take it away.
Well, here's the thing, and this is what I'm going to say to anyone. When you're going to use text in your thumbnails, stay away from it being overly stylized, because I think this first one says "what the duck" with a D. It's almost like too stylized where I can barely make it out. And there's another one, the third one, which is best B duo meetup. And then below those, there's something cringe. And then I think the next one says edge of the world. So like when you start using these like fancy texts, especially when you're using these colors and you've got such a colorful background, it's very difficult to read and you're just going to confuse people. Also, like I've said many times during the stream, a lot of the people that are going to be watching this are going to be watching on a mobile device. So when you see this thumbnail on a tiny screen, that text is going to be illegible. It's just going to look like a mess. So simplifying the thumbnails are going to help you greatly. If you want to have the character in there, 1 or 2, 3 characters, whatever it might be, try using less than 3 words. Like there's one that says then to now. That's what I mean by using less words, but I would just stay away from the script text like that. Just simplify the text.
I'm going to give this channel the same bit of advice we gave that charcoal channel. It looks like you are taking popular characters from the Minecraft community, drawing them and animating them, maybe even voicing them over. A lot of work going into these videos. I think if you were to tag the creators of some, in this content somehow, whether it be on Twitter, don't spam them. But when you put out the video, maybe just throw it out there. Here's my animation with Bidu, for example. Throw that out there. Give them an opportunity to see it, because you'd be surprised at how active those folks are on Twitter. And when a fan of them makes something really, really unique, they tend to share it. So that would be some advice for you. I think the pivot from Minecraft to art was smart, because I was wondering what this was going to look like, and it's clear to me that you're still in the Minecraft community, but you've just pivoted to doing this artwork that looks really, really good. But your thumbnails, as Jeff said, are just so busy. I would simplify these a lot. Make this thumbnail about one concept. Like, catch my eye. These characters are so well drawn, so catch my eye with just one of these characters doing something. Or this is, without the text, this is probably one of your better thumbnails, if I'm being totally honest. The background's not too busy. The 2 characters, they're having an argument. And it just does not need all the different text in there. Instead, I would have put that in the title. JJ and Hava, would you like to add anything to this channel?
Yeah, I was going to just add, I think the overarching theme for today's channel audit for the thumbnails, for the most part, is to go search someone in your niche and see the channels that come on top, study their thumbnails, and they work for a reason. A lot of times, a lot of them are simplistic. They avoid certain fonts. They use certain fonts. So replicate those success models of everyone. We always want to be original, be unique, and just do our own thing. But sometimes our own thing's not going to work because we're not serving ourselves and our interests. You're serving a community, and you want what resonates with people. So that I just wanted to just chime in. So I've heard you, Dan, and you, Jeff, say today, for all these channels related to the thumbnails, is you go and find someone in their niche and say, see how they did this? Do this, Yeah. So that's just something I just wanted to add. Like, always just search who's doing the best and replicate those success models. That's it.
Yeah. And then some people will argue saying, oh, like, don't copy. And what we're not saying here is to copy anyone.
Right.
What we're saying is to take the strategy that is working for them. You'll notice that there's things that are similar across multiple thumbnails. Whether if it's a cooking channel, you'll notice that they're not all going to be identical, but you're going to see the plate of food. You might not necessarily see somebody's face. So take those little bits of strategy. Are they showing the drawing? Are they saying how to draw? Look at the simplicity of the text. So things like that, start pulling that strategy into yourself. So JJ, absolutely right on that one.
And I just also wanted to add, when you do that, you can also see, especially if you have vidIQ, the how many subscribers they have. And sometimes the subscribers are around the same subscriber count you have. So it's not necessarily big channels. They have a lot of views, and it's because of their thumbnail is scroll stoppable. And I also noticed with this channel is that a lot of the titles aren't searchable and aren't simple as the ones that we just searched. So that could also...
It's tough because I didn't know what to search for, so I typed in drawing Minecraft characters, and we're getting a lot of how-to content there, and that's fine. We can still glean from this that the concept of each of these is very simple. Obviously, Cartooning Club knows what they're doing. They've been around a while, 3 million subscribers. But Art for Kids Hub as well. These concepts are so simple. Like the thumbnails are so colorful and like vibrant, and they stand right out. But they're not so busy. We can see exactly what we're going to be learning how to draw. I know you're not teaching people necessarily, at least that's not how you're framing the content to me. And what's interesting too is that 36,000 views, 3,000 views, 3,000 views way above your subscriber count in some cases. So you're getting these spiky views. Sometimes you kind of strike gold. Maybe you are sharing these with the subjects and they are sharing it with their audiences. Maybe that's what's happening. But the definitely like to dislike ratio is exactly what I want to see for a 36,000 view video. I would figure out who is searching for this content and how you could better optimize your titles for them if possible. I don't, because you're getting 3,000 views so often, I don't want you to go, too test crazy, because you don't want to, whatever you're doing here, something's working, and I would identify that. But sometimes the titles feel a little bit light. Is MCYT animatic something that is I just want to search this real quick. MCYT animatic. Is that something that you made up, or okay? So it looks like this is interesting.
It's a thing.
This is a thing. That's good. No, that's exactly what you want to see. That's good. Sometimes people just kind of make stuff up. So so this is the category you're trying to fit in. And you're here too, which is good. What else can you learn from this niche? Minecraft speedrunner versus 4 hunters. So that's like an actual video. This person animated their version of it. The void makes life 1,000% sadder. Minecraft end mod funny moments. So they're titled like gaming videos, but they're clearly hand drawn. And that's really interesting. So you can learn, I think, a lot from kind of searching within your category. I would say the thumbnail style of those videos was very simplistic, one idea coming across, whereas yours are very, very, very well done. I would hang these on my wall, but they're so busy. All right. That is a Pouncing Cat. I wish you luck. Thank you for sharing your channel. I do hope that was helpful. We'll go to, I know it seemed like a gaming channel. That was not. We will do a gaming channel, though. 627 responses now. So I'm going to bump up to 630 at risk of having it draw 629. And we're at 402. Okay. 402. 402. Who's it going to be? It's Wally. How-to and unboxing. So interesting. So they claim they're a gaming channel. They're doing how-to and unboxing. What are you unboxing?
How-tos.
New intro entered the chat. Day one, improving my typing speed.
This is a very new channel.
This is a very new channel. So same advice we gave a couple channels ago. I would definitely look at your channel in a different light. If you say you're a gaming channel and then you say you're doing how-tos and unboxings, I'm not seeing any of that here. To me, you're a join me on my typing journey channel, like learning how to use keyboards. This could be a very interesting channel. It's just you're targeting it to, I think, the wrong audience, because you're telling us one thing and we get here and it's not anything like we expected. So try and figure out who your target audience is, and keep at it. You're brand new to YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. I do like when we get away from the confusion there. I do like that you're consistent through here. I think that now you're unboxing a tripod. So is that, 435 people watch this video. If there's any chance of them, I know it's shorts, but if there's any chance of them coming back, you might have ruined that with the tripod unboxing, because that's not what these folks maybe will return for. So best of luck. Very new channel. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh no, I was going to say keyboards are a massively growing niche, especially when you're getting into the mechanical keyboard market. Like, I'm into that hobby myself. So that's a huge growing thing. I saw a guy just in the past couple of months go from like 80K to well over 400,000 subscribers in the keyboard space. And so there's huge growth potential there. So I think they kind of have to figure out exactly if that's what they want to do moving forward. But there's a lot of potential there. Just don't confuse it, because like I said, we fall into that trap, like the guy with the microphone earlier, where we get something new and we want to throw out a piece of content, so we make a video about it, but it has nothing to do with what our channel's about. Just don't fall into that trap. Don't just throw up content just to throw up content.
Yeah. The keyboard that you use, actually, I want to talk to you about that because I've seen it everywhere. The keyboard that you have, Jeff.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't know what they're called. So I'm going to ask you because they're not very big. Jeez, they're light up and they're very small.
I think you might be talking about this one. So this is my Stellar 65. So yeah, so this one's a little bit different. So this is 65. So it's 10 keyless, so it doesn't have the 10 key on it. This is a polycarbonate board. It's mechanical, and I put silent switches on it. So
wow.
So it's very, very quiet. But yeah, I have a bunch of different ones.
Put silent switches on his keyboard.
Because there's some of them are like this. Like check this out. So here's another one. This one's using more mechanical switches, so these are a little bit louder. So
I see.
So it just depends on what I'm feeling that day. So
jeez. I mean, it's good to bring up because that could be the niche this channel is actually chasing. You know, they could review these, they give tutorials. You can make a whole channel about keyboards. You have a whole channel about headphones. Yeah. I mean, it's a thing you can do.
Totally.
So I want to get through two more channels, one gaming channel, one non-gaming channel, and that will put us at time. So this is the legendary MPG. They do tutorials, ideas, and methods. I hear ideas. I hear that the value in that would be like inspiring people to continue like maybe playing the game. Gaming, tutorials, time lapses. Subscribe for more.
Time lapses.
All right. So we got GTA Online. We have Minecraft, but tools get OP as you walk. This doesn't look like a Minecraft video in the thumbnail. One criticism there. I didn't know that was a Minecraft video without reading the title. Best OP ways to find diamonds. And then I'm trying to see if there's other games. It looks like there is Tanky Mobile. Okay. Oh, you took a break for a couple of years and now you're just coming back. Well, welcome back to YouTube. I think just as we've seen with a lot of channels today, channel focus is what you're going to need. If I subscribe to you for GTA Online Casino Wheel Spins, and you only make one of those ever, and then you're back to making Minecraft videos, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. I won't be clicking on those Minecraft videos, and then YouTube will stop recommending your channel to me, whether I'm subscribed or not. It knows I'm not going to watch that stuff. So that's what's happening when you attract an audience with content that you're not planning to double down on. And when you switch from games that are so different from each other, Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto, that's what you're risking doing. You're confusing the audience. A lot of people think you're confusing the YouTube algorithm. That's not the case. You're confusing the potential returning viewers. And YouTube knows exactly what to do with that. It's not show them the content anymore. YouTube's not confused by that at all. And I'm sure a lot of you have felt that pain before. So definitely focus up the channel here. If it's going to be Minecraft, go all in on Minecraft. Show me the most overpowered tools to get diamonds. Show me those overpowered tools that help me get to be a better player at this game. Or make a whole channel where you spin that wheel in Grand Theft Auto every single day. I want to see what comes out of that wheel. I want to see all the casino content in Grand Theft Auto. But focus up the channel. That's my advice. Does anyone have anything to add? We will do our final channel of the day. Okay, deafening silence. Says pick a fish.
Pick a fish, any fish.
590. We're not quite there. We can do 468. I'm going to draw again. We've already kind of done the end of the form before. 362. All right. 362. It is I don't even want to try. But car and bike reviews. We'll talk about channel names in a moment, I think. I'm going to kick this off to Hawa and JJ first.
Ooh.
I like the thumbnails.
Yeah, they're very sharp.
Yeah.
They are really
vibrant.
sharp.
And I like the fact that it says on the banner what it's about, the car and bike reviews. Mm-hmm. The background, a little bit of the disconnect. There's like some dudes at a cafe, and then there's like somebody sitting down. It's like, what does that have to do with car and bike review? So if I were them, I would just edit that thumbnail. I mean, the banner to remove the background and just leave it with the car in there. And then maybe find a bike and put the bike in the banner.
I would go out and I'd make it a day of it. I'd go out with a nice shiny car and a sweet bike. I'd bring them into a cool setting. It could be a car lot, or it could be somewhere in the mountains or something, and just have you standing between the car and the bike. You
Yep.
know, I'd retake that whole banner when you get a chance.
Yeah, these thumbnails, I like them. Like what they were saying about being sharp. These are what they're using here is Snapseed. I still use Snapseed to sharpen up my photos and to do adjustments. I used to use it for the text as well. Like you see where it says Skoda, Kushak, and like the round deal. Like that's all built straight into Snapseed, which is awesome. You can actually play around with that a lot and make it look better than what it is. There's little tips and techniques of people that have shown me how to do that. Even just layering them. Like if you do that Skoda Kushak twice, where now you have it in orange, but if you make it black first, and then take the exact same thing in orange and overlaid over the black one, it'll give it a bit of a shadow effect. So it'll pop a little bit more on your thumbnail. So there's little tips and tricks you can use within Snapseed. And Snapseed's totally free. It's a Google app. It's available on iOS and Android. So that's something that, you can totally use. I still, like I said, I still use it to this day to do the adjustment of my thumbnail pictures. So I see what they're doing here, and I respect it. One of the things also to be careful with is when you're going to do text over photos like this is make sure that you try to have a clean backdrop, because sometimes if it's too busy, the text doesn't show well. Like the one all the way on the right, the 2021 Yamaha R15, they've got text over there, but it's on a busy backdrop. That's where layering those texts on top of each other. I've done as many as 4 to make it to where it pops. So that's something where, making sure you have a clean backdrop and taking photos specifically for thumbnails helps. There's a lot of people who just take screen grabs and then they'll add text to a screen grab. Well, the screen grab is not going to be something where you planned it out to get a clean backdrop on a photo. So that's definitely something you want to do. Get in the habit of taking pictures when you're shooting videos, and that way you can have some clean thumbnail shots.
I like stand and point. It looks like it kind of like brands his channel, but it also looks like the videos where he's not in it does well. He's not in it at all. That's the best.
Yeah.
Right. You're talking about here. I'm looking at the Toyota 4Runner, Marwadi Suzuki. Yeah, when it's just the car. But overall, I'm noticing a lot of spiky view counts. I mean, we got videos from 2 months ago that have just over 100 views, and then like the video after that, 1.4K views. And I wonder if that's going to happen. It's kind of like covering a tech channel that's covering all sorts of like different areas of tech, and all the videos are made for search. They're very valuable in their own right, but they just they have spikes of popularity. Like Lenovo's putting out a new laptop, so I'm going to review it, whatever. And that video maybe do really well, and then you decide to review something that's a little bit older or something like that. And I don't know, some videos have that like evergreen presence. Maybe people come back to this video one day and then suddenly it takes off. And that may be what's happening with this channel. Like often their videos just kind of out of nowhere, boom.
Yeah.
No.
I agree with JJ on that one too. It depends on, you want to play with it, because I know for myself, I saw a noticeable increase in views when I pulled myself out of my thumbnails. And what does that mean? Does that mean I'm too ugly to be on a thumbnail? It's entirely possible. But here's the thing.
And I'm Hawa.
Right? But it's one of those things where for me, or at least in the niche that I noticed that I was in, it was about the product. So like the videos are not about me. So I'm not going to be in the thumbnail. The videos are about the product and serving the audience what they want. So the people that are looking for a car review, they're not looking specifically for Abhishek, his car review. They're looking for a review of the car. So having only the car in the thumbnail makes more sense when we're talking about a product. So that's definitely something to think about and to possibly play around with. And basically A/B test, because that's what I did to figure out that my thumbnails perform better without me in them. Was that for every video I created 2 thumbnails, one with me, one without me, and I tested them. And the ones that always perform better were the ones without me, and that's where I've gone ever since.
That's my experience as well. I put myself, the vanity thing. That's what everyone does on YouTube, and I discovered like when I do the research and say, okay, this is well optimized, SEO optimized video, but it's not getting clicked through. I'm like, what could it be? Maybe it's me, and I remove myself, and then all of a sudden the video starts going up. So the information is there. They just, maybe don't want me in there, and it's just fine. I don't have to be in there. It's just when you come, I'll hook you in, get you in, and like, okay, this woman's going to give me some valuable content and move forward. And the other thing I would add for everyone regarding your thumbnails when you have an object is high contrasting, saturation. So definitely do work on your thumbnails where you're adding up, putting the volume up on a saturation so that white car looks whiter, so that gray looks grayer. With thumbnails, really, you wouldn't do that anyplace else because it'll look like crazy. You wouldn't do that on Instagram. People be like, what are they doing? But on YouTube, the higher the saturation level will help really increase and boost the quality of that thumbnail when you're scrolling. It makes it pop more. And that's what would happen with this guy's channel if he did that with all these vehicles and the bikes.
Yeah.
Love that.
And started to, though.
Sorry?
I was saying it looks like he started to kind of play around with it in some videos, but
so this is the most popular that I'm on now, and some are just better than others. I actually really love this photo here. 12,000 views. The Jeep looks really awesome, even though it's not super saturated. But like this one here looks nice and blue and saturated, and then we kind of look at this one, and it's in a dark garage, and it's hard to see. My advice to this channel, all of everything you guys said, absolutely. My advice to this channel would be the next time you have a video that does this 88,000 views, so let's say it's you have a full review here. It's 10 minutes, great length for a review of a car, I think. Double down on that. Go back to that car and cover one of the aspects that you love about it, like specifically. So you did your overall review. Go check that out, guys, if you missed my overall review. Today, we're specifically talking about horsepower, or we're talking about all of the tech features that are built into this car. I want you to double down on it just as a test, because I think what might be happening is that people who are enthusiasts of a brand like Nissan are coming to your channel and seeing the review for this car. And then when they realize that you're not constantly reviewing Nissans or constantly reviewing this specific car, maybe they want more information. It's just not here, because every week you could be doing bikes one week, Fords one week, Honda's another. And we're just kind of the focus is just any car that I feel like reviewing, I'm going to review. And that's why we're seeing the spiky views, I think. So as a test, your channel's doing great. You almost have 5,000 subscribers, and you do have videos that get a lot of views, which is awesome. As a test, though, next time something takes off, see if you can double down on it. At the very least, cover the car's successor or cover a similar vehicle in the lineup. So if it's the Toyota 4Runner from 2021, now it's 2022. If this video suddenly got, 30,000 views overnight, I would go wherever you go to review cars and get the 2022 model of the 4Runner and do a whole review on it, and see if that you can kind of, find maybe a niche there. Maybe you become the channel that, I cover all kinds of cars, but my Toyota videos are just through the roof. You know what I mean?
And then when you do that series on Toyota vehicles, on every single video related to Toyota, you pin on the comment the playlist that has the other Toyota reviews on there. Yeah. So that's how you increase your video watch time as well, because you have someone's already interested in Toyotas, and you say, by the way, if you love this video, have a whole playlist full of Toyota car reviews.
Absolutely. Okay, so 2 full hours of channel reviews. Hawa and JJ, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, your channels are linked down below. This is Hawa's channel. This is JJ's channel. We have, Pinterest marketing, beauty and fashion, lifestyle. Check them out. And you're in Clubhouse too. You want to tell us about Clubhouse before we go?
Yes, I definitely want to. I'm looking in the chat, and a lot of folks are disappointed because they don't get an opportunity to get their channel reviews and have questions answered. So if you are not in Clubhouse, which is an audio-only drop-in social audio app, I want to invite you to join. vidIQ has Talking YouTube at vidIQ Club. And we're also co-founders of our own club inside Clubhouse. But from Sunday through Friday, we have rooms. On Mondays from 6 to 8, we actually do channel audits. And what's different from this channel audit is that it's interactive. So we can ask a question. You know, in this channel audit, we're making assumptions. We don't have you to say, yeah, that's what I meant. You know, so on the channel audits that we do in Clubhouse, you can talk back to us. And we do have special guests. Sometimes Jeff appears, sometimes Dan shows up. Rob comes I think the third Wednesday of every month. You can get Rob, and he does channel audits interactively on the spot. And it's wonderful opportunity for you to actually get your channel review in Clubhouse. And all the guys who do the YouTube YouTubers, the Nick Nimmons, the D Nimmons, the vidIQ, Roberto Blake, I forget her name. Benji, all of those guys who do YouTube, their whole niche on YouTube is to help creators who are growing on YouTube. They're on Clubhouse and they're there in the hosting rooms. You get access to them in Clubhouse. So I really want to invite you guys to join us there. It's a great opportunity. It's fun. We have fun too, and it's really nice, nurturing community, and everyone's really friendly, and yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's really come by.
Thanks, everybody. Jeff, who are we saying goodbye to?
Let's see here. So first up, who we're saying bye to here? The random guy. So randomly saying goodbye to him. Who else do we have in the chat here? Let's see. Expert Plays. So goodbye to them as well. And Lil Crafty Nook.
I'm seeing Calming Sounds of Bliss. That's nice and pleasant. I see Short Reviews is here. Seth Weir. We have Copper Kettle Farms. I like that channel name. I think we already mentioned Expert Plays. And I'll do one more here. How about Eli Franklin? We'll say bye to you. Hawa, JJ, do you want to say goodbye to anybody?
I like to say goodbye to Janice Hair Salon, Tanner Animation. We've been communicating with us a lot in the chat. So long, Tanner, who gave Hawa some advice on her thumbnail. Told her to show her shoulders. Goodbye to who else? Blue Banana 717 and Shorts Reviews.
And Goofy Little. I couldn't see the rest. Sorry. Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I'll be live doing our weekly Q&A stream. So if you have any YouTube-related questions, you are definitely wanting to show up tomorrow for some Q&A. We always cover a topic and then take your questions for, again, about 2 hours. It's awesome. So please join us tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we'll see you there. Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you tomorrow. Peace out.
Later.
Later, alligator.